ultimate temptation in New York City. Everyone loves jumping the turnstile on the subway. They have these doors that you open for if you have a suitcase or, for a wheelchair. Or you open the door and then somebody is like 8 paces behind you and you're like, am I about to aid and abet in this egregious crime? And it's a moral dilemma though, because holding the door for someone is polite and in fact smiled upon. However, you're causing them to commit crime and maybe you're leading them into temptation.
Doom, 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 doom.
Oh my god.
Welcome to Oops All Segments, the very best podcast hitting your eardrums at this very moment. I'm Kevin.
I'm Thomas, and today we are here with special guest. He's our friend. He's a very good musician, and he's in Club Soda sometimes. Ben Sellick.
Hey, welcome, Ben.
Yo, how's it going, guys?
It's going great. I
Pretty
feel
bad.
amazing. I feel sort of at the top peak condition. I feel healthy, happy, and hearty. How are you guys feeling?
On death's door. I'm kind of just hanging on by a thread. The last time I felt this congested was when I was in LA traffic.
Oh,
because
wow.
I can barely breathe through my nose. I'm not going to speak too much this episode. I'm very ill.
Oh.
I've canceled a lot of commitments, but I figured this podcast was the one that I would honor.
Okay. Well, thank you very much for doing this and making a time for us. Ben, how are you?
I am also a little sick, but less whiny than Thomas, I would say.
Or you're taking it more like a champ rather than Thomas, who's taking it like
I'll be fine.
champignon, a mushroom, as it were. Yeah. Do you know how you got sick, Ben?
It's a good question. I feel like I've been sick for the last 6 months. I think I got mono in
January.
Shit.
Hell yeah, brother.
I got
pounded, my man.
Well, you say that, and yet it's the kissing disease, and yet I was not kissing anyone at the time, which means somebody.
That's kind of the worst way to get it.
Somebody had to spit on me, essentially, or I used cutlery. So neither of the possibilities are that exciting.
The scaling of one of those is awesome, right? You're getting kissed, that's cool. You're getting intimacy, that's great.
The other one is even more awesome. Getting spat on.
You're sort of called a dirty little boy. They're sort of stepping on your face.
Right.
Yeah,
and then used cutlery. Where's that rank? Is that also,
Is that a fetish for anyone, do you think? Do you think there's someone out there who's into using someone else's cutlery?
That kid from The Matrix. What? That little freak from The Matrix.
The one who bends the spoon?
Everything he knows. Ben's dick is fucking twisting around like that spoon.
Welcome to Oops All Segments.
I may be sick, but I can still do the lowbrow, repetitive humor that you're used to on this.
We could still hit the bottom of the barrel. Don't worry about that. That's achievable.
I'd love to see it.
Pig's tail penis.
Kevin,
over
what's
here.
going on with you? What's new and exciting?
I can get sappy or I can get raunchy. What would you prefer?
Sappy. I think we've had enough raunch.
Yeah. Okay. Good. Yesterday I went to go see Inside Out 2. And I thought it was very nice. I thought it was very delightful. Surprisingly tight sequel, I think. Overall, very emotional. Have either of you seen it? Have you seen the sequel?
I've been avoiding it because I liked the first one so much. I'm fearful it will disappoint me.
I mean, yeah. I truthfully, I haven't rewatched the first Inside Out in a while. I've seen it twice. I saw it in theaters. I really loved Inside Out, and then I saw it again. I don't know, maybe a couple years ago. But I was excited for this one, and it was pretty good. Some casting choices that are surprising, and I think it's interesting.
Io Adebari.
Yeah, I mean, she's
star of the Bear that is kind of blowing up as
she's great. Maya Hawke has a huge role in it.
No, she's Envy, right?
No, you got them switched here.
Okay.
Envy is Ao, and Maya Hawke plays Anxiety. And
I wonder if what that does to your personality. If you are typecast as Anxiety, that makes you feel a certain way about your personal life afterwards. Like, wow, you are perfect for this.
You're perfect. Like, I mean, the person they have for Sadness is the woman who plays Phyllis in The Office, which is like very well cast, I think. But interestingly, they replaced Bill Hader and Mindy Kaling in this one. So Mindy Kaling. Yeah. Well, this Tony Hale is playing Bill Hader's role, and Mindy Kaling's is I can't remember, but another actress is taking Mindy Kaling's, and it was a little like, it's fine. And then the fact that it doesn't matter that they're replaced, it makes me feel like they shouldn't have been there in the first place. You know,
with all these movies, like any animated movie that has a bunch of celebrities in it, it's always weird because. Like, there's just some no-name great voice actor who can do the role. You don't get to see the celebrity, but it's part of the marketing, I guess.
Yeah, I think that is a huge part of it, for sure.
But our kids, like, oh, I got to see this movie because Amy Poehler's in it. Like, I don't think so.
Yeah, you know how many kids I know who love Lewis Black? Let me read you a bedtime story.
Gilbert Gottfried and Aladdin. I mean, all these beloved children's entertainers.
So, I mean, we could go into a warm-up segment, but, you know, if we were going to do the raunchy, I'd quickly say I got a with a and came super hard. Anyway, moving on.
What the fuck? What the fuck?
He didn't do it, Thomas. He just said if I were to do it. So you can calm down. He didn't even do the raunchy segment.
You were saving that for the podcast to tell us and our listeners and our moms. You fucking freak.
Kevin, don't you know this is for moms? Don't you know this podcast is...
I'm physically sick. You have a sickness of the mind. You have a moral sickness. You've got a black mark on your record. You're Benjamin Franklin. You have errata. And I'm going to go errata-ta-ta and shoot you if you say that again.
That's sort of what I did. I kind of went errata-ta-ta. And I was
Yeah.
Welcome to the show, Ben. I don't have listeners. Our soundboard is fucked. The sounds will be in post properly, but we're just gonna go like this. So we're gonna spin the wheel for a warm up segment.
Here we go. Woo!
Wow. What do we got?
Our hero. Participants must nominate a hero for the episode. The hero can establish ground rules for how they must be treated for the rest of the episode.
Oh, well, I think it's only right that Ben be our hero. I mean, I look up to the guy. I don't know if you do, Thomas.
A hero to save us. Wait, when I'm sick, do I sound exactly like the guy?
Do you sound like Chad Kroger?
I don't understand here and wait.
I hate to break this to you, Thomas, but you sound exactly the same or better than you normally sound. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, but by no means are you coming anywhere close to the Krog. You're not.
Okay.
You're not chat. Yeah, there's no way. There's no way.
Well, Hero Ben, what is your first decree?
Yes.
Wow. Okay. Give me a context. Like, what is an example of a rule that has been given?
Well, you know, I guess this could sort of be like the drinking game style rules. You know, like if you use a certain word or if you do a certain thing, there should be some sort of punishment. There should be something like that. We could do.
You could also say we would have to like follow every statement to you with your benness.
Very good. Jesus. I do like that. I feel like there should be something. I don't know if we're allowed to pierce the veil here, but we're recording this during the next presidential debate. And I feel like we should bring back statements at various points to how they refer towards the upcoming election. And
okay, so we should like pull up a presidential debate feed for ourselves.
I feel like one of us should be RFK and should chime in about brainworms and the deficit now and then.
So we could nominate each of us to be one of the candidates. And then the rest of the episode, not always, but whenever Ben triggers it, we flip into the candidates and we comment as them.
Right.
Yeah. You can sort of say debate time, and we'll sort of turn into
debate time. All right. I'll make a note.
Trump and Biden. Yeah.
And RFK. Don't forget, he's there.
Oh yeah, sorry.
I feel like I should be Biden because I'm barely coherent.
Good.
I might die during the debate. So
very good.
Who would you like me to be, Ben?
Kevin, you have to be Trump because I want to be brainworms. So
okay, sounds good. Sounds good. So you suggested the RFK thing because you wanted to do the brainworms, right?
I feel like I've also got this bit of a rasp going in the voice. I can get towards what he says.
No, I like that. So at any given point, you can yell out debate time, and we've got to kind of switch into Trump Biden RFK debate mode.
Okay, that's a good rule
throughout the show. I like that. I'm
happy with that.
I think that gives us a
Ben,
sense.
is there any other rule? Because I feel like we kind of collaboratively made that one. I want you as the hero to insist on your own rule.
Well, I think as a musician, we can work with some of our musical backgrounds. Kevin, I know you're a musician as well. Thomas is also here. And
he has a piano.
Right.
He's played. I think you've actually performed music more on the show than I have, T.
Right.
Unreal. Yeah. Maybe we can do a musicalify a moment or two.
Okay.
I know you'll all like
song.
Good rappers. Do a little freestyling, perhaps. So
I like
maybe
that.
as an analog to debate time, we can do freestyling time.
Yeah, we can be Kendrick Lamar, Drake, and J.
one of my
Cole.
rules is that you never have to make me do any music because I'm off the clock. So it only works on you.
Yeah, if you touch a key or a pedal or a
the podcast ends
holdover
instantly.
Yeah, well, and your rate goes through the roof, right? Immediately, we're getting invoiced for sort of triple. Thousands upon thousands. Yeah.
All right. Let's spin the wheel again. Let's do a segment now that we've established the hero's rules.
Yes. Yeah, I like
what
that.
happens here.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Gentle giants. Participants should discuss who they think is the most gentle celebrity.
Ooh, gentle. That's a fun descriptor. I
don't know his name, but Hagrid has to be up there. Is that?
Oh, Robbie Coltrane. Robbie Coltrane. You know, he played a detective, a hard-boiled detective that was how I first met him, named in a show called Cracker. He was a detective named Cracker, and he went around
undermining
policing.
his gentleness, if you ask me.
Yeah, he was
Cracker. Doesn't sound to be the most.
Yeah, that's Robbie Coltrane. My mom was a big Cracker fan.
Pretty much every character in Harry Potter is a cracker, right?
Yeah, more or less. Yeah.
Not a ton of diversity at that private wizardry school.
Yeah, because as far as J.K. Rowling was concerned, crime is serious black. And so, you know.
That's strike two.
Wait. Debate time. Debate time.
Listen,
I think it's okay. Okay. Sirius, not a good guy. And Black, even worse. Not a fan of him.
Listen, Jack, we got to get Moaning Myrtle out of the toilets and into the Senate. We need more.
Moaning Myrtle is a great leader of the toilets in the nation and nothing else. Okay, Moaning Myrtle.
You guys are so focused on these pointless issues. We need to talk about the real shit, which is that they're bringing Dementors in to watch the children. That's not good for the health of the nation.
They might be bringing Dementors in. They might be doing that. They might not, but the people bringing them in, are not the white wizards, okay? I'm a big fan of all wizards, grand or otherwise.
Listen, Fat. I got there's
All right, debate time over. Debate time over.
Okay. So I think Daniel Day-Lewis maybe is one of the most gentle celebrities.
What? He's just so scary to me.
Yeah, he often plays violent roles.
In character, he's scary, but I think when you see him in interviews, he's this gentle Irish giant. Okay. And I don't know. I think he's got this soft-spoken, thoughtful persona. I would like him to
well, my question for you is, if he is so gentle, but do you think if the moment called for it, could he become the ruthless, violent man that he so often portrays? Does he have it in him? And does that undermine your gentleness, or is that just part of gentleness is controlling your violent insides?
Yeah, true gentleness is that you have the capacity to do, because I can't be gentle. I'm too weak to hurt anyone. You have to be able to do harm to resist it. Yeah, exactly.
Wow. I feel like I'm learning a lot.
I don't know,
so in that sense,
and to be clear, we're not talking about
could be the most gentle.
Right.
Wow.
I mean, I guess I would say there's quite a few celebrities that I would describe as very gentile.
Okay.
I don't know.
We're not going to debate time that.
Oh, okay. But yeah,
all of them played Steven Spielberg's family in The Fabelmans. What the hell was up with all those? Okay, what about like
Pedro Pascal's got some gentle energy.
Yeah, he seems gentle.
Is he just in an interview sort of high though? Like he
does always kind of seem stoned. That is true. He has definitely bong rip energy.
He might just be tired, which I don't know if that counts as gentle.
You know who's the gentlest, I think?
Who's that?
It's got to be Mr. Jack Black. Doesn't it feel like he would take you in his arms and snuggle you to sleep? He's got lots of energy, but such a soft and welcoming personality.
I do like that. I would also think maybe I was going to say Betty White, but of course she's no longer with us. But yeah,
I mean, she's so raunchy,
piercing. Yeah, it's probably
right. I guess
she's
sort
to
of
be
aggressive.
Raunchy.
Yeah, I sort of like it if we're going to sort of talk about nuts being bust and sort of.
We aren't.
Okay.
Not on
I wonder, like, because children, you would think like a children's, like Mr. Rogers, right, is like the kind of the epitome of gentleness.
Oh, that one's pretty good. Or Bob Ross.
Yeah, Bob Ross.
Mr. Rogers.
If we're saying Mr. Rogers is the epitome of gentlest, according to our previous conversation, is he also capable of the greatest violence?
Of divine violence, yeah.
Yeah. Well, how do you guys think those personalities were infused into those things that once Trolley goes through the wall, he's just got this like weird universe captive on one side? Something's going on there.
It's a beautiful day for the neighborhood watch of vigilante justice that he is exacting upon all criminals in his area.
Yeah, if you just imagine him sort of putting his hand on your shoulder sort of and tightly squeezing and saying, "Wouldn't you like to be my neighbor?" And looking at you deep. Yeah. You can't wrong Mr. Rogers.
Something about the way he puts on that cardigan kind of looks like that scene in American Psycho where he's like putting on the raincoat. You know, he's like with the little buttons of the cardigan.
Yeah.
Yeah. Someone needs to re-edit the
Mr. Rogers like doing a puppet show and flexing in the mirror at himself.
Yeah. Look at that stitching on the puppet. It's beautiful cross stitching.
This might be unprecedented, Kevin. Are we going to do 3 segments before the break?
Unprecedented triple seggy before the breggy. Let's do it. Let's do another one. Here comes the fake wheel, which will be a real wheel in real life. Ding! What do we got?
We've got Crime Boss. Participants must reveal crimes they have committed or would commit.
Crimes that we've committed or would commit. So,
well, I mean, I can start with a music confession, which is that when you're trying to make film music or other kinds of sort of big scale things, you can hire an orchestra if you have $100,000 to blow, or you can buy these sample packs where they have every note recorded by like the BBC Philharmonic or whatever, and you can play it on your piano keyboard at home and it sounds incredible. But they charge like $50,000 for this. Or you can, well, not quite that much. I guess the BBC is probably $1,000. Or you can get it for free on piratebay.org.
Nice.
And needless to say, over the years, I have accumulated hundreds of thousands of dollars of instruments, which I'm, starting to pay off now that I can, afford it at gigs and whatnot. But the funny thing is,
the track for "You Wouldn't Download a Car" was created with pirated notes.
You wouldn't download, you wouldn't download an oboist.
You wouldn't download Bach.
I assume we've all dabbled in piracy.
Yeah,
I'll say in the therapy profession, there's a lot of like resource sharing, uploading trainings to YouTube, things so that you can experience trainings without shelling out the hundreds of dollars that they always charge.
I can remember, like, when I was DJing for a really long time, and so commercial DJing, sometimes you can run into like finding these things that are like record pools. So they'll be like DJs will have made edits of songs so that they have like a 4 or 16 bar intro of the beat, and then it goes right into the first verse rather than like the normal sort of, I don't know, whatever the intro to the song might normally be. Can kind of make DJing more effective and easy and stuff like that. And so I remember once a DJ was sort of wanted to kind of walk me through how to use their record pool, and they invited me to meet up with them at their place. So I went there and I brought my computer, and they kind of were showing me how the record pool works and kind of how to download everything. And it was pretty neat because it's like really extensive. There's tons of stuff in there. The library was really huge, and I sort of I didn't want them to have access to the same stuff that I now had access to, so I sort of grabbed a nearby object and I sort of struck them bluntly with this vase, and they sort of fell to the ground limply. And then as the
assault.
And then as the blood
battery,
around their head, I sort of kicked them a few times and said, "My tracks, my tracks, my tracks." And then I sort of, I guess I slipped on a sort of busted harder than I've ever busted before.
Oh, fuck.
And the crime was the busting, is that right? Is that what the crime was?
Yeah, well, there's just, unfortunately, then there was DNA evidence everywhere, so I had to go to commit mass arson, burn down the building, took the files with me and left. Yeah, well, I didn't want them to catch on that it was this, because people might have known that I was meeting up with this DJ, so I set fire to
have the energy to scold you this week, but I would really like to.
I see.
Give you a stern talking to for all of this, but I just don't have it in me.
I get you. I do. Oh my God. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. So, what do we think? What's the crime that, piracy's up there. I was trying to think of a crime that's like the most universal. Like jaywalking is kind of a classic example, but one that I think basically, and you guys might not have this in Canada, but I think basically everyone in America at some point in their lives has stolen from Whole Foods. Whole Foods is like the ultimate place to rob because there's seemingly very little security. It's run by Bezos, so it's like a victimless crime. There's hot bars, so you can like take that, put it in the wrong container, or scan it at the wrong weight. I sort of just feel like the temptation is undeniable when you're in a Whole Foods. Just take a couple extra things.
I hear that. I've been in Whole Foods once in my entire life. So I did not
to steal, I assume, for your once.
Yeah. I that was where I met the DJ.
Banned for life after stealing from there once. Yes.
Here's the ultimate temptation in New York City, which is that everyone loves jumping the turnstile on the subway, and not only that, but it's sort of seen as a righteous act because the city and the MTA are always screwing people over and letting rats run rampant. So it's like you're kind of doing your part of protest. But really, it comes down to when somebody, because they have these doors that you open for if you have a suitcase or for a wheelchair or for my bike,
for access for larger things to get through. Yeah,
and you open the door. and then somebody is like 8 paces behind you, and you're like, am I about to aid and abet in this egregious crime? And it's a moral dilemma though, because holding the door for someone is polite and in fact smiled upon. However, you're causing them to commit crime, and maybe you're leading them into temptation. Maybe they wouldn't have stolen from the MTA if you didn't hold the door. So I'm always this is yoinking the door closed in people's faces. No,
holy shit!
I hold the door.
You are a Gotham City style villain.
Maintain order.
I will say
they call him the closer.
On the Chicago train, when you leave, there'll be a turnstile to exit, or there'll be like a fire exit door only. And 100% of people will only use the fire door just because you can push it open instead of do the turnstile thing. It's one of those things where it's like there's a big sign telling us not to, but everybody does it. And then when you're waiting for the what is the thing called that goes up and down on the street? Like blocks cars from going in while the train is passing. It doesn't.
Oh yeah. Those like arms.
Then people will duck under that arm so they can skip the train, so they don't have to wait an extra 10 seconds. And these are like just little crimes that really give a lot of character to our city.
I think the maybe the most ubiquitous that I can think of might be the when you go get a water cup at a restaurant and you don't put water in it, and you put
soda, a little vitamin water in there.
Yeah, you kind of mix it up a little bit.
You get your sweet tea, you get your lemonade.
You go to the Coke Freestyle machine and you're like, I promise I'm just putting water in here, and you're putting in a cherry Dr. Pibb. You know, they don't know what's hitting them.
What a shameful thing too when they see it, because they give you the translucent cup. They can see the red menace inside there, and they
like blood on your hands. Dr. Pepper.
Like
out, damned Pibb, out.
Well done.
We got to take a break. That wasn't our best, but it's the best we're going to do today. So we'll be right back, guys.
Yeah.
See ya.
I'm Mike.
And I'm Josiah.
And we're the co-hosts of a weekly podcast called How Star Wars Is It?
On our show, we rate and review things on a scale of 1 to 10, but not of how good or bad they are, but of how Star Wars they are.
We've covered lots of movies, from The Matrix to Guardians of the Galaxy to all the Star Wars films, but we've also reviewed things like pumpkin spice lattes, Halloween, moving, burgers.
We've got over 150 episodes, and you don't have to listen to them all. You can just find the ones that look interesting and listen to those. There's no plot, there's no continuity. You don't have to worry about that. Okay? So if that sounds fun to you, tune in to How Star Wars Is It every Monday, wherever you get your podcasts.
How Star Wars Is It?
How Star Wars Is It? We love you, and may the 4th be with you.
And we are back as Ben clears his throat, Thomas clears his scrot, and I maintain the fact that I am the GOAT. Ben, do you have a segment for us?
I do indeed. As you may know, I've spent much of my life learning strange obscurata. Is that how you pronounce that?
Yeah, I think.
About music history, music theory. So I've devised a game to test your knowledge of strange distances in music. And the way the game works is this. I'm going to tell you an obscure music term or phrase, and then each of you is going to have an opportunity to explain what you think that phrase refers to. And then I'll let each of you have a chance to answer, and then I will award points for either the most accurate answer or the most interesting wrong answer, because some of these are very difficult. Does that make sense? And you can ask me to use it in a sentence if you like.
Sure,
if you want a little more
Sounds
context.
good. Sounds good.
Let's get it started.
All right, let's
also,
do a
just a
test
quick
one.
update from the debate.
Let's do a test.
Biden's voice sounds hoarse as he answers the first question about the economy.
Uh-oh. He's neighing it up out there.
Chilling.
Yeah, I forgot that was
Joe
happening.
Biden started
Thank you
out
for
the
following the
debate with a
rule.
gaffe, claiming he had created 15,000 jobs. The correct number is 15 million, a dramatic undercount by someone trying to renew voters' confidence in his economic leadership.
Wow. Maybe he's
Yeah.
just being humble. You ever think of that?
Trump
Oh, let me knock
opened the
a zero
debate
off
by
of that.
bragging about the state of the economy while he was in office, as well as his handling of the pandemic. He said everything was rocking good. God, I can't believe we're doing this instead of
Wait,
watching the
wow.
debate. Sorry, let's do the segment. It's so
Really
much
good.
funnier what they
You
do
don't
than
think
what
this is
we're doing.
rocking good? Very true. All right. Let's see. What's a good one to start with? It's a simple sounding one. Can you let's go to Kevin first, and you can both have a chance to answer. Can you describe to me the concept of negative harmony? What is negative harmony?
Yeah, despite that being a great other sort of additional name for this show or descriptor of what might occur when you're here, I think negative harmony is. Yeah,
love life?
It's sort of when it's a dating app where you go and you find people you don't like on it. Negative harmony. Yeah,
Opposites
exactly.
attract.
No, I think overall
Very good.
negative harmony probably accurately is when you are playing a note, harmonizing, and trying to maybe there's some sort of auditory way in which you might like cancel out or impact the create dissonance between you and the note that's currently playing. Maybe in a way, I'm not sure, but that's going to be my guess.
Ooh. Excellent.
I
Thomas, what do you
think this is like the opposite of harmonizing, kind of like what Kevin said, but instead of creating dissonance, you're deliberately omitting the notes that could create harmony. So every time there's a chance to harmonize, there's an absence, a rest, and that silence fills, because it's really about the notes that you don't play, I've heard.
Right.
And so, yeah.
That's really deep.
Yeah.
I like that. It made me feel like I wanted to hear what that sounds like, Thomas. And for that, I will be awarding you the point, even though it's not totally accurate. The real answer of negative harmony is when you take a structure of notes, like a pile of chords, and you make an axis. So your axis is middle C. And you take that structure and you reflect it on the other side of it, like a mirror. It's basically flipping it upside down across an axis, which usually creates a lot of distance.
Okay.
That was cool.
Very good, very creative. Let me move to something a little more practical, perhaps, for our next one.
Make it quick, Baden.
Our next.
Shit. Don't rush him.
Look, well, here, this one will bring you back to life. This one is called the Wolf Eliminator. The Wolf Eliminator, and this is a real thing. It's used by string players. And
are you looking it up
I'll
right
use
now,
it in a
Thomas?
sentence
No.
for you. Thomas,
You're
I can
typing
see you're typing. Thomas.
I'm typing
You have to
something,
stop.
but hang on. I just wanted different information.
Okay. No.
All right, so I'll use it in a sentence. That's still a problem, huh? Have you tried using your Wolf Eliminator?
Yeah.
All right, maybe we'll let Thomas start with this
and
one.
To be clear, was that first
second.
round practice or was it for points? Was it
I
numbers
got
on
the
the
point.
board? Okay.
What are you talking about? Was
I
that
gave
for
him the point. I
practice?
did
Just
say
to be
practice,
clear,
but-
what did that point count? Or
He
was
said,
it-
he said it might be for practice. Yeah.
I said
it's fine.
I said
You
it
can
might
have
be,
the
but then I
point.
really
fucking
liked
worked
your
my
answer,
ass
Thomas,
off
so-
on that negative harmony shit.
All right.
The Wolf Eliminator is when
He
you're
was
doing
working hard.
Peter and the Wolf and you eliminate the horn trio that creates the wolf sounds in that musical soundscape.
Okay.
How do you eliminate
You
them?
shoot
Are
the-
you-
shoot
that
the
one
fucking horn
instrument. You do
section.
Peter and the Wolf, but there ain't no wolf. Just Peter in the woods having the time of his fucking life.
Wow.
Very good. All right.
I think it's probably something. You said it's common in string instruments, right? I think it's something that might be part of me wants to think that it's like kind of like a capo of some kind for like a guitar, which is like a clamp that goes on the strings that helps affect its key in some way.
Wow.
And I think
Go on.
perhaps
Keep
it might be, but I think the goal is for it to like stop some sort of like echoey resonance from the instrument. Like a howl.
Holy, you absolutely nailed it.
Kevin
That
looked
is
it up
really
while I
good.
was pretending
man.
to look it up.
No,
It's
man.
the only explanation.
His
Look how
hands were
proud
in
he
frame,
is. Look
Thomas.
how fucking he's
His hands were in
delighted.
frame.
It's because he fucking
Dude,
knew what
he
a capo
absolutely
was.
slayed that.
Like a fucking nerd.
I mean, that's crazy. I normally
I think you're
say
right.
capo.
No, I think
you might have
yeah,
missed
you're
He
right. I
it.
think
also
it is
said
capo.
AO Adebri earlier, which obviously it's IO. But
Right. No, I said I meant I didn't mean sorry when I said a
Bigness.
capo on your string instrument. I didn't mean the clamp. I meant like a mafia sort of
Right, a
middleman
mafia
who sort of
dog.
sits on the end of your
Right,
bowed
right,
instrument
right.
and sort of threatens to.
I'm quite
Yeah.
happy here.
on your instrument.
Yeah. All right.
Well, yeah. So Kevin was kind of spot on with that. So a wolf tone is a kind of buzzing resonance, as you said, that you get on string instruments, and the wolf eliminator is a clamp that goes below the bridge of the
Wow.
instrument.
I really
towards
did get
the
it. Holy.
tailpiece, and it cuts out the weird buzzing, vibrating noise. So very good, Kevin. Your
Wolf
answer was
Eliminator
actually
is a
correct.
great
So,
name for
full
like a
points due.
relatively like it sounds very intense for something that is just
Yeah,
like going on a violin. You know.
How about we call it Van Helsing?
totally.
Oh, there we go. There we go. Yeah, I like that. I like that.
Really good. Really good.
Yeah.
Really good. I got another animal based one. So this one you might actually know the answer to. It's not as esoteric, but another string based
Okay.
term. I would like you to define for me the frog. What is the frog? I can use it in a sentence if you like.
Thomas, you look like you're dead. You look like a
important.
dead man.
I'm
think
just
Thomas may be
waiting my
the
turn.
frog.
I guess I go first, right? Yeah, could you use it in a sentence, Ben?
Yeah. That will sound better if you are closer to the frog.
Oh.
That passage will sound more gutsy if you stay closer to the frog.
I think maybe is that like part of the string instrument where you can like tilt your bow towards more or like something like that. I don't know. It's like a certain part of the anatomy of many string instruments. I'm gonna say, like sort of where the dip is, and that might create more intensity. I'm not sure. I'm not confident in that one. Otherwise, it's sort of a coffin. If you're playing at a funeral, you want to get closer to the person who's croaked. That would be because your notes will
very
sort of
good.
resonate more off of the hollow sounds of both their bones, body, soul, and coffin. So yeah.
Right. Can we use the deceased as a sort of
Yeah,
human
exactly. Can we
speaker?
resonate inside the chamber of their
Speaking of coffin, anyway, the frog
Yikes,
is
dude.
a French guy who gives off particularly good vibes at the concert, and if you play close to him, oh, you're gonna have a good time. A minuet.
Can we say that? Are we
I
allowed to
don't think
call them
so,
that?
but we just did.
Guys, I think it's fine because when I was in high school,
Wow.
a crazy teacher would call me Rambaran, my French friend, and I'm not French, but
She wouldn't say me a me or something like.
It does sound French.
no, I don't think that. No,
My French friend.
yeah, I was like, I'm not French.
No,
Yeah.
no accent on that. Wow, this is tough because I liked Thomas's answers better, but Kevin's was closer to the truth. So, do you award in life that which delights you or that which is true? Very a question I think
Wow.
Werner Herzog would have some answers on.
And only Werner.
Now the frog, the frog has simple meaning. Your bow is held in your hand when you're playing a string instrument, and the tip of the bow is out at the far end, and then the frog is like the part you're grabbing. So if you're playing close to the frog, your hand is almost on top of the string, which gives a
heavier
gutsier,
sort of,
more forceful sound. And I mean, look, Kevin even used the word "tilt the bow," which very good, Kevin.
Don't tilt the bow
it's too
over.
Technically close to not give it to you, Kevin. So
Don't tilt the bow, baby.
yeah,
tilt
I'm giving
the bow.
you that
Don't
one.
tilt
So
the
I'm
bow
sorry.
over.
Kevin has taken a commanding lead. Now, as the front runner, Kevin, can we do debate time on how you feel about having the lead?
Many, many people thought I couldn't be here. Many people thought I wouldn't make it. They were wrong. They were bad. I tilted the bow. I put myself out there. I forgot what the second question was that I got right. But you,
Very good for
sleepy
Trump.
old man, you don't know anything about capos. You don't know anything about musical theory. You're trying, but you're leading this place down to a bad place. You're turning it bad. It's not good.
Listen here, Jack. You gotta challenge me to a push-up contest. I'll take you 2 rounds, and then we'll see who's the mayor of Alger. Flowers for Algernon. That was a powerful scent in that book. And if you,
We had the best flowers, by the way. The best flowers.
no,
When I was president, the best flowers.
you know the flower that really represents this country. It's the tulip, because you can put 2 lips on this ass, Trump. You can put 2 lips right on this ass.
All right, debate time is over.
Pretty
Debate time
mean
is
trash
over.
talk there,
Thank you very
Thomas.
much. We have. I got a couple more. How much do we do? Well, maybe we could do
Give
2
me
more
a
to give
chance.
Thomas
Come
a chance to
on.
react.
chance. Give
What?
the
Or we
man a
could do one
chance.
more that's worth 2.
Ooh, double your money, double your fun. All right, we're gonna go real deep with this one. Tell me what a 12-tone matrix is. What is the 12-tone matrix? Let me use it in a sentence. Through the 12-tone matrix, I have procured the retrograde inversion.
Oh, that really helped.
Yeah, thank you for clarifying. It's good that I didn't realize that you had scripts from Oppenheimer off to the side there.
I hope that
Jesus.
cleared it up for you.
I think that if you watch the film The Matrix and you look closely, you know, he's like, eventually you don't even see the letters anymore. You just see blonde, brunette. I think eventually you see 12 James Gandolfinis from The Sopranos, 12 tones. And it's Gabagool, it's Capicol, it's Ziti. There's tones everywhere. 12 of them in this Matrix.
What does it have to do with music?
And then Hans Zimmer's like, hey! Oh! Bada bing, bada boom!
Really
Yeah.
good. Really
That's
good.
what Hans Zimmer's
Really
like.
good.
Yeah.
A-O, bada bing, bada boom.
That's
It's pronounced A-O out of Beery, by the way.
It's not pronounced Ao. It isn't.
I think I know. All right. And it's not pronounced bada bing. All right. 12-tone matrix. I believe that is a brand of Epson printer that most composers sort of use to print out their scores on. It's sort of a 12-tone dot matrix printer. It can print in, the 12 main colors, but primarily mostly used with the tone Sirius Black, for the most part. Yeah.
I see what you mean. Look, both your answers. Well, let me tell you the real answer, and then I'll declare a winner. The 12-tone matrix. Well, if you look at a piano, there's 12 notes before they start repeating again. Like you do a C and you go up
With the sharps and the
starts another
flats.
C. And so, yeah. And then Schoenberg was a famous composer in the 20th century. Decided the only way to make music is to use one note each. And then before you repeat a note, you always do all of them. So it's a very egalitarian way of writing music.
That's
12
a lot.
notes, 12 tones. Now, it's a lot of notes, and
I was gonna say, it sounds
really
terrible.
bad.
Yeah.
And nobody liked it. Like the whole point of
That's
doing
the fucking future
music
the
is
communists
you choose
want,
some.
huh? We get it. Every note gets equal representation.
Holy shit.
Good luck playing
It
hot
sounds
cross
like
buns.
crap.
You're only going to get the first 3 and you're stuck.
Yeah. You're getting hot.
Right. So if you do put it in a matrix, you like write out these 12 notes that you've chosen, the order that you have them in, and then you do like a matrix of what they look like when they're all played forward, when it's all played backwards, when it's played upside down, when it's played backwards and upside down, retrograde inversion, which is backwards and upside down. And then you can like choose all of these mutations of your initial bad theme, and you can hear it hundreds of other bad ways, and that way you can sort of turn music into a math problem, which not really, appealing
My
to me.
favorite
But,
musician is
Who?
Ira Glass.
No.
What?
Ira Glass's experimental compositions
Ira
are some of the
Glass?
most.
Like from like This American Life?
Ira Glass, the experimental composer, the 7 minutes of.
Do you mean Philip Glass?
Philip Glass?
If I wanted to fill up a glass, I'd go to the sink. Talking about Ira.
Yeah.
Go
It's
to
like
Philip
my
Glass. You
favorite
commit a
musician
crime
is the guy who punches people in the nuts from Mortal Kombat. You know, Johnny Cage.
Nice.
Yeah.
Wow.
We didn't.
So
we didn't
that Matrix
Yeah,
sounds
so
bad.
I'm gonna give
yes.
that to Thomas. I think 12
Yeah.
Gandolfinis is truly a
I feel like
more
you
fun
should
thing
be
listen
able
to.
to
I'd rather
write
listen to
in
that than 12
italics
tone.
on your sheet music a Gandolfinissimo, and they should know what you mean.
Yeah.
I'll do that. My next.
That's when you have
my
to do
next
12
commission
tones.
will be the title of the
Gandolfinissimo.
symphony.
Yeah, that's the ending of it.
Well, I'm sorry to say,
This sucks
Thomas, you
ass.
clutched
This
it
is
out with a
outrageous.
3-2
This is
victory
outrageous. He's sick as a dog.
in music.
He's
He unlocked a
sick
deeper
as a
level.
dog. He's thick as a
Went into
frog.
a power coma.
And you know, his dick is a pog, meaning short, flat, and discus. That's sort of my thoughts. Is there anything up? Is there an update about the election tea that you can let us know, or the election?
Oh
the
yeah,
debate?
yes, the debate. And I'm getting
I just
text
the first
from my-
headline I got from Al Jazeera was Trump doubles down on anti-immigrant rhetoric.
So I'm getting messages as we speak from some of my Winnipeg high school friends about how terrifying the debate is that they had to turn it off.
Ooh, I'm excited.
So maybe they should turn on this podcast. Trump
Right, but this
claimed
is coming
that
out-
Biden was destroying Medicare, but I just threw up in my mouth, by putting people who cross the border illegally onto the program.
Okay. And do you
Let's
think
see.
that's true or?
Trump calls the U.S. withdrawal from Afghanistan the most embarrassing day in the history of our country's life. This is fact-checked. There's little doubt that the withdrawal could have been handled better, but Trump himself agreed to the withdrawal with the Taliban a year before he left office.
Well, that's kind of implying that you can't agree to the most embarrassing moment
I
of
think
your
it was
history.
pretty
Which
good.
I feel like in my personal life,
We should have been out of there
The
a
most
long
embarrassing
time
moments.
ago. Glad we finally figured it out.
Yeah, it happened. Ben, is there anything that you might want people to see
yes.
on your behalf? Is there anything you'd like to plug?
My projects are going up on. Oh, you know what? I new thing I could plug. I have my first single on Spotify and Apple Music and all that. It's piano music. It's nice to put on while you're studying. It's very calming and sort of French. So if you enjoyed this segment about the frog, check out my single on Spotify. It's called La Solitude.
Solitude.
which is don't know what it means.
Don't know what it
No
means.
clue
You
what that-
named your single that, and you don't know what it
Like
means.
one of those tattoos that you think
really-
says like leadership, but actually says Kevin nutted from a.
It's exactly
I'm
like
gonna
that.
censor out all mentions of the activity, so it's confusing and scary to people based on your reactions. It must be done. Yeah. So and is your artist name Ben Sellick? Is that what it is on there? Ben
Sellick. Yep, Ben Sellick on.
Okay. Yeah. I'll put a
Spotify.
link to it in the description. Check out La Solitude from Ben.
Ooh, that's.
Yeah,
Rembrandt
there
the
he
Frenchman
is. Yeah,
right there.
Rembrandt the Frenchman. Ben, do you ever feel like you're sort of commoditized, like capitalizing fiscally on sort of the feeling that people get when they're sort of disgusted? Do you ever feel like you're sort of profiting off? Like, do you ever feel like you're selling ick?
Wait, say more.
Do you feel like you're sort of Ben sell ick? Do you ever sell the feeling of ick?
Oh,
giving.
wow. That took me a lot longer. I was worried that you were just saying that based on my general vibe.
Do you ever feel like you talked about your single, and I was like, do you ever feel like you're sort of profiting off of disgusting people with your calming piano music?
It's like disgustingness. The thing people love about me is
Yeah.
my disgustingness,
Yeah.
but it's unrelated to
I
my
see.
surname. Yeah, that has
If you
Something I
folks
struggle
are
with.
listening and you're like, where could I see them stumble through this whole clumsily destructured life, but with other people and with a tighter performance package around them, you can actually watch all three of us if you come to the right show at the Winnipeg Fringe Theater Festival. The Club Soda Improv Show is going to be happening live and direct, coming at you the way that I was sort of coming at, well, we've already talked about that. But I wouldn't want to be crass. So, we if you want to get tickets to that, you can check out at Club Soda Improv, CULBSODA. IMPROV at social media sites all over, and there will be ticket links. Check us out at the Winnipeg Fringe Festival. July 18th is our first show, and we run until the 28th. Those later shows in the week, you'll see Thomas, you'll see Ben, and you'll see all of us making people larf. Thomas, is there anything you want to plug?
Nope.
Okay. Don't get near him if you see him.
I feel like we never got to do Freestyle Me, but I'm wondering, Thomas, if you feel like you could summarize the show in the form of a haiku.
That's so fucking
something
easy
that comes to
that
mind.
I almost don't even want to do it.
I know, I'm really under
So
pitching your abilities
easy
here,
that
but
I almost low key don't
he's
wanna,
typing in the chat GPT
and,
right now.
Five
got
syllable,
GPT
7
4
syllable, 5
Omni
syllable must include profanity.
So, yeah.
His eyes
Okay.
are racing around his computer screen.
Ben was the hero. We found some gentle giants. Kevin nutted.
Very good, very good. That was all I'd hoped to. You're right,
Very
that was
good,
easy for
very
you.
good. Can you guys hear that? Yeah? Can you guys hear that beat? Yeah? Okay, I'm gonna assume that they can hear the beat because I'm sitting here and rapping. I've been fapping for like days. Everybody thinks I'm snapping. Yo, what's up? Thomas was crapping in that competition, but Ben thought it was cool, so he just lapped him and he gave him the trophy. I think he can just smoke these nuts like the guts that get busted. Oh, homies, you be hating on us, and I think you can eat
What?
magma or smegma, bitch.
Ooh.
Disgusting.